நீங்கள் பார்த்து கொண்டிருப்பது உங்கள் RSKV யூடியூப் சேனல்.
Income Tax Inspection Exam, Inspectors Exam 2016, Paper 4, Office Procedure. Question 1. In cases where a search is conducted under Section 132 or requisition made under Section 132A and cash assets are seized during the election period, AO is required to issue notice under Section 153A and 153C for assessing or reassessing the total income for 6 assessment years immediately preceding the assessment year relevant to the previous year in which search is conducted or requisition is made. Question 2. An income tax authority shall on no account remove or cause to remove from the place wherein he has entered any cash stock or other valuable articles of things is provided in Section 133A/4. Question 3. Which of the following statement regarding search under Section 132 is incorrect? The person in occupation or in charge of the premises and the witness are entitled to see the warrant of authorization and get a copy thereof. Question 4. Regarding restraint order issued during the search, which of the following statement is incorrect? Order of restraint is deemed seizure. Question 5. Where the Accountant General does not accept the views of the Commissioner and or is not prepared to drop the audit objections, he conveys this to the CIT through statement of fact. Question 6. The decision regarding acceptability or non-acceptability of audit objection listed in local audit report is to be of administrative PR.CIT. Question 7. Appropriate remedial action should invariably be initiated within dash of the receipt of the local audit report and necessary order should be passed within dash thereafter. 2 months and 6 months. To be initiated within 2 months of the receipt of the local audit and to be passed within 6 months thereafter. Question 8. DIT audit submits annual report of internal audit functions of department to the board by 30th June every year. Question 9. As per Central Action Plan for 2017-18, all time barring assessment were to be completed by 31/1/2018. Question 10. By what day of the month should pay and allowance bill reach the PAO or check drawing DDO in case where DDOs or officer is situated away but not in remote place? 20th day of the month. Question 11. Please consider the following statements. Though separate column does not exist in cash book, it is always advisable to mention the particulars of bill numbers etc. against which check is received for easy reference and cross-check will bills register GAR 9. Number 2. Checks drawn in favor of parties, either government officials or third parties, received by DDOs just for handing over to the concerned parties, as also checks or DDs received from the parties drawn in favor of PAO received by DDOs or for passing them on to PAO need not be entered in the cash book. Both 1 and 2 are correct. Question 12. Which of the following is the correct method of correcting errors in cash book? Strike off the incorrect entry and insert the correct entry in red ink duly attested by DDO. Question 13. All the vouchers up to dash relating to a contingent bill will be attached to the office copy of the bill and retained in the office of DDO since these are not required to be presented to pay and audit officer. Rupees 500. Question 14. General Financial Rules 2017 came into force from bracket modified answer 8/3/2017. Question 15. Once an assessment has been reopened, then the assessment can be made taking into account other issues which come to the notice of the AO in the course of reopened proceedings, provided the issue on which the income escaped assessment is considered and the relevant income is brought to tax. Question 16. In case of requirement of sanctions by the Joint Commissioner for reopening a case under the Wealth Tax Act 1957, the Joint Commissioner, the PR Commissioner, or the Chief Commissioner, as the case may be, has to record his satisfaction on the reasons recorded by the assessing officer reasons. Note, wealth tax has been abolished from AY 2016-17. Question 17. What is the sequence of procedure to be followed when a notice under section 148 of the Income Tax Act 1961 is issued? 1. Record reasons for reopening and obtain sanction wherever necessary. Issue notice under section 148. Assessee to file return in response to notice under section 148. Supply the reasons for reopening to the assessee. Question 18. An assessing officer issued notice under section 17 of the Wealth Tax Act 1957 on 31/3/2014 to an assessee for the assessment year 2002-3 in repeat of an asset located outside India which is chargeable to wealth tax and has escaped assessment. The notice is valid in law. Question 19. Withdrawal from GPF account of a subscriber without linking to any purpose is permissible within 12 months before the date of subscriber's retirement on superannuation. Question 20. A government servant due to retire on superannuation shall be exempted from making any subscriptions to the GPF during the last dash of his service, 3 months. Question 21. Which of the following is not correct in respect of subscription of GPF? Subscription may be reduced and enhanced as aforesaid. Question 22. If the name of a government servant who had previously held another post in government is included for the first time in an establishment pay bill, then it should be supported by last pay certificate issued by the last DDO. Question 23. Due date of payment of pay and fixed allowances for the months of March is first working day of April next. Question 24. A government servant died on 12th January. Can the pay and allowances for the due day be drawn? Yes. Question 25. Hometown concession is allowed once in a block of 2 calendar years. Question 26. The vouchers included in contingent bill should contain a pass order for payment signed by the drawing and disbursing officer. Question 27. A government servant shall dash if his husband or wife has been allotted accommodation at the same station by the central government or state government not be entitled to house rent allowance. Question 28. If both wife and husband are central government employee, children's from education allowances can be claimed by any one of them only. Question 29. Children education allowance can be claimed even if the child fails in a particular class. Question 30. The annual ceiling fixed for reimbursement of children education allowance is rupees 27,000 per child. Question 31. If an official is under suspension, leave travel concession is admissible to his family members only. Question 32. Which of the following are considered for computing house rent allowance? Pay level in the pay matrix. Question 33. If a government servant's place of duty and place of residence are different, HRA will be admissible with reference to place of duty. In case, question 34, in case where a government servant is allotted government accommodation, the date of discontinuance of HRA is A. From the date of occupation, B. From the 8th day of allotment, whichever is earlier. Question 35. No government shall give or take or abet the giving or taking of dowry under Rule Dash of CCS Conduct Rules 1964, Rule 13A. Question 36. For the first 3 months, subsistence allowance to employee under suspension is paid of an amount equal to leave salary for leave on behalf pay, that is 50% of the pay. Question 37. Member of family in relation to a government servant does not include a wife or husband, as the case may be separated from the government servant by a decree or order of a competent court. Question 38. Except in accordance with any general or special order of the government or in performance in good faith of the duties assigned to him, government servant is not prohibited to communicate directly or indirectly any official document or any part thereof or classified information to a person in accordance with the Right to Information Act 2005. Question 39. Where a government servant enters into a transaction in respect of movable property, either in his own name or in the name of the member of his family, he shall, within 1 month from the date of such transaction, report the same to the prescribed authority if the value of such property exceeds 2 months' basic pay of the government servant. Question 40. A government servant shall be deemed to have been placed under suspension by an order of appointing authority with effect from the date of his detention if he is detained in custody on a criminal charge or otherwise for a period exceeding 48 hours. Question 41. Minor penalties do not include compulsory retirement. Question 42. Who may not impose any of the penalties specified in Rule 11 on any government servant? The Enquiry Authority. Question 43. The patient shall be entitled to travelling allowance for the journey to and from such consulting room if the place at which a patient falls ill is more than how many miles by the shortest route from the consulting room of the authorized medical attendant. 5. Question 44. Treatment means the use of all medical and surgical facilities available at the government hospital in which the government servant is treated but do not include diet or provision at the request of the government servant. Question 45. Charge for services rendered in connection with but not included in medical attendance on or treatment of a patient entitled free of charge to medical attendance or treatment under rules shall be determined by the authorized medical attendant and paid by the patient. Question 46. Which of the following statement is true? Section 156 of the Income Tax Act 1961 is related to notice of demand. Question 47. Which of the following is false? Notice under Section 143(2) can be issued only after the assessee has filed a valid return of income for relevant assessment year. B. In case of the assessee files a valid revised return after service of the notice under Section 143(2), a fresh notice under Section 143(2) is required to be served. C. An assessing officer cannot call for any specific books of account or documents by serving a notice under Section 143(2). D. Answer: none of the above. Question 48. Which of the following is true? Notice demand can only be issued for tax and interest payable. B. Form number 17 is notice of demand. C. Previous approval of Principal Commissioner of Income Tax can be obtained for allowing a period less than 30 days for the payment of demand. Answer D. None of the above. Question 49. Which of the following is false? Summons can be issued to anybody including the assessee. B. Summons has to be addressed to a living human being. C. Summons can be issued only during pendency of proceedings under the Income Tax Act 1961. Answer D. None of the above. Question 50. Procedure for recovery of tax is given in which schedule? Schedule 2. Question 51. Tax recovery officer shall cause to be served upon the defaulter a notice requiring the defaulter to pay the amount specified in the certificate within dash days from the date of service of the notice, within 15 days. Question 52. Form of statement under Section 222 or Section 223 of the Income Tax Act 1961 is related to which income tax rules 1962? Rule 117B. Question 53. Which of the following statement is true? As per the provision of Section 282 of the Income Tax Act 1961, a notice may be served either by post or by such courier services as may be approved by CBDT. B. Procedure for service of notice by post is given in Section 27 of the General Classes Act 1897. Both A and B are correct. Question 54. In the demand and collection register, the column demand represents gross demand without reducing TDS. Question 55. In which register assessee's details are maintained by the income tax office blue book? Question 56. Every Principal Chief Commissioner of Income Tax or Principal Commissioner of Income Tax maintains Register of Income Tax Practitioner in Form number 38 and certificate issued under Rule 55. Question 57. The right to leave is not an absolute right. Question 58. Leave may not be granted to a government employee who is under suspension. Question 59. Government officers are allowed to encash 10 days earned leave at the time of availing of LTC to the extent of 60 days during the entire career. Question 60. On the first day of January and July of every calendar year, the half pay leave account shall be credited with half pay leave in advance in 2 installments of 10 days each. Question 61. When a government servant is retired prematurely or who retires voluntarily, then the date of retirement shall not be considered a working day. Question 62. Can the pension be stopped or reduced? Yes, it can be on resignation, removal or dismissal from the service, or it can be for grave misconduct or conviction of serious crime. Both the statements are correct. Question 63. The death or retirement gratuity is completely exempt from income tax. Question 64. Continuous service does not include A. Period of suspension, B. Period of service before attaining the age of 18 years. Both A and B are correct. Question 65. A subscriber need not subscribe to the General Provident Fund when he is on suspension. Question 66. The amount of subscription to the General Provident Fund shall be not less than 6% of his emoluments and not more than his total emoluments. Question 67. Which of the following cannot be a reason withdrawal from the General Provident Fund? To meet the cost of the subscriber's defense, where he engages a legal practitioner to defend himself in an inquiry in respect of any legal official misconduct on his part. Question 68. In which section of the IT Act 1961 time limits for completion of assessment and reassessment proceedings are spelled out? 153 days. Question 69. In a case where order of CIT A is received, the penalty order is under section 271(1)(e) of the IT Act can be passed within 1 year from the end of the financial year in which appeal order is received. Question 70. Time limit for completion of assessment under section 147 is 1 year from the end of the financial year in which the notice under section 148 was served. Question 71. To write off the arrears above a certain limit, the prior approval of board is required before passing the order of write-off. What is that limit? 15 lakhs, 1.5. Question 72. Right of proposal for demand outstanding against an assessee requires recoverability certificate issued by tax recovery officer. Question 73. Tax arrears up to rupees 10,000 can be written off by the principal CIT or CIT without examination by the local committee. Question 74. The tax arrears which can be considered for write-off are that are over 3 years old and have become clearly irrecoverable. Question 75. A post carrying a definite rate pay sanctioned without limit of time is called as permanent post. Question 76. Joining time may be combined with regular leave of any kind except casually. Question 77. For the purpose of traveling allowance, day means a calendar day beginning and ending at midnight. Question 78. A government servant having pay in pay level 12 traveled on official tour by train AC 2 tier, that is below her entitlement class. The cost of AC 2 tier ticket is rupees 2000, while cost of ticket of her entitled class, that is AC first class ticket, is rupees 2700. How much mileage allowance will be admissible to her? Rupees 2000. Question 79. Who is head of department in income tax field officers for the purpose of financial powers and rules? Commissioner of Income Tax. Question 80. Under Rule 8 of Delegation of Financial Power Rules relating to primary units of appropriation, there are dash object classes and dash object hands. There are 7 object classes and 44 object heads. Question 81. Which of the following are jointly responsible for monthly reconciliation of amounts maintained in their respective records? Head of department and accounts officer. Question 82. Stay true or false. Goods can be purchased from registered suppliers as per Central Purchase Organization, example DGS and D, rate contract without inviting bids or quotations. True. Question 83. In which format stock register of consumables such as stationery, etc. is maintained in central government office? GFR 41. Question 84. How much LTC advance is admissible to a government servant? Up to 90% of estimated cost of two-way journey. Question 85. As per Section 245 of the Income Tax Act, refund can be set off against the outstanding demand after giving an intimation in writing to the assessee about the proposed set-off. Question 86. A claim for refund under Chapter 19 shall be made in the form 30. Question 87. Interest is levied from the date of grant of refund under Section 143(1) till the date of regular assessment. Question 88. Section dash provides for levy of interest on excess refund granted to the taxpayer. 234D. Question 89. The two parts of revenue budget estimates are corporation tax and taxes on income other than corporation tax. Question 90. The expenditure budget estimates relates to A. Pay of officers of establishment allowance, B. The sanctioned grant, the actual expenditure and anticipated expenditure, both of the above. Question 91. Budget estimates serve as guide in estimating nation's resources for the current year and also the ensuing year. Question 92. State when 4 monthly or 6 monthly and 9 monthly budget estimates are due. 5th September, 5th November and 21st January of each year. Question 93. The CAP1 serves the purpose of monitoring the performance of various charges of Principal Commissioner in the field of collection of taxes. Question 94. CAP2 is a monthly report to be sent by CCIT to Director DOMS, New Delhi. This report reflects A. Number of scrutiny cases, B. Number of returns, C. Number of new assessee. Answer D. All of the above. Question 95. CAP1 is a monthly report to be sent by the Chief Commissioner of Income Tax to Director DOMS, New Delhi. This report includes arrear and current demand outstanding. Question 96. TRO progress report is sent quarterly. Question 97. Which of the following statement is incorrect? As regards the order passed under Section 264, Principal CIT or CIT finds that due to retrospective change in law, it requires some amendment he can take up this under section 263. This statement is incorrect. Question 98. Monetary limits for filing departmental appeals bracket income tax matters bracket close before appellate tribunal and high courts and SLP before the Supreme Court where the tax effect does not exceed the monetary limit in rupees bracket respectively as under 50 lakhs to 1 crore and 2 crore. Question 99. The defects in memorandum of appeal along with the grounds of appeal filed in the office of the CIT appeals is to be returned to the appellate along with ITNS 68. Question 100. Regarding filing of appeal to High Court and SLP to Supreme Court, which of the following statement is correct? A. The jurisdictional CCIT shall be authority or to decided whether to contest an order of ITAT or not. B. In case an application for grant of certificate of fitness under section 261 is made, the limitation to file SLP or civil appeal is 60 days from disposal of application. C. The CCIT and CIT concerned shall ensure timely processing of proposals and their submission to the DGIT bracket L and R. Answer D, all of